Okay, so if you're
Yeah.
prepared, now this comes down to self-reliance. Whose job is it to make sure that you've got money in the bank or you've got wealth? Yours. Whose job is it to have food in the pantry? Yours. Whose job is it to keep you healthy? Yours. But unfortunately, the whole world on this simple concept of self-reliance is let's trust government. Government will provide everything. No, just no.
Okay, so here's the bad. The big crash, we're talking about the economy in this sense. The big crash is closer than you may think. President Trump, by the way, published, um, it was sent to me by Will Barney, a gentleman I'm becoming I'm just very happy he's in my fold. He's a wealth of knowledge, a recovering banker. And anyway, he sent me this clip from the president that the president posted on Truth Social. I went and looked it up. Uh, and you had like, nice music playing. I think it was, if I recall, a colorized version of 1929. Everyone knows what that year represents, the big market crash of 29. And they're showing a video clip of actual people at that time walking. Of course, the men had top hats and suits, and the ladies were elegantly dressed as women instead of blue hair and tattoos all over the place. And you had respectable society moving through New York City, say, streets, and polite, fun music playing. And then what happens is these same people are all of a sudden lined up on a soup kitchen or bread line. And that was the video, nothing else and nothing more to it. No words spoken, fun music, and showing this. Now, that's a pretty clear message coming from the president, 1929. I figured I'd throw that in there. So now I say this. The big crash is closer than you may think. Trump will be universally blamed. Financial systems will implode. People will lose money. Corporations will go out of business. Certain cities, as Juan O'Savin has indicated, due to the bond debacle, will collapse. And some people may not get paid in pensions and perhaps other things. Stocks, investments, and pensions may be wiped out, varying degrees. Living standards for a period of time may plummet. Supply infrastructure will break down. Digital IDs, CBDCs, UBI, and rationing will be implemented shortly after a brutal period of inactivity. Now, there's some potential bad that I just laid out. We're going to go into potential good that follows that. But I'd like you to weigh in on what I just commented upon, especially coming off the heels of a 1929 clear calm from President Trump by publishing that. That coupled with what I just said, what's your feedback on those subjects?
Yeah, that's an interesting summary that you've put into the bad category. I can actually identify most of that as pretty good, and people look at me and go, "You heartless bastard." No, not at all. Point number one: we've been telling people for years, prepare, and preparation is it's just insurance. Am I concerned if my car's damaged or written off in an accident? No, why? Because it's insured. If it wasn't insured, I'd be driving like a turtle to ensure safety. But I can
Right.
live my life because the car's insured. As a metaphor, so to speak, right? Okay, so if you're
Yeah.
prepared, now this comes down to self-reliance. Whose job is it to make sure that you've got money in the bank or you've got wealth? Yours. Whose job is it to have food in the pantry? Yours. Whose job is it to keep you healthy? Yours. But unfortunately, the whole world on this simple concept of self-reliance is let's trust government. Government will provide everything. No, just no. Now let's get to somewhere that's really going to hurt people and say, well, how can you say that? Well, how about this? Your stocks and bonds will be worth nothing. That's not fair. That's my money. I worked for it. I invested it. Okay. Let's say that the underlying business model that has provided you a very comfortable return on your investment over many years has been draining the blood out of tortured children and shipping it overseas. And that's the business model that has pumped up your portfolio. I think there's a term
Mm-hmm.
called proceeds of crime. You don't get to keep it. So if your stocks
Mm-hmm.
portfolio is predicated on a bunch of companies controlled by Blackrock, etc., and their corrupt practices produce proceeds of crime, then that money ain't yours anyway. It's corrupted money. It's
Right.
blood money. So if it disappears,
Mm-hmm.
tough. Take it up with your corporation. Don't take it up with the sheriff that cleaned out the town, that cleaned out the the crooked mine owner, the crooked brothel owner, the crooked pub owner. No, no, no. So you will lose money because guess what? It's proceeds of crime. Another example, the Masonic filth that runs most of the planet, certainly runs all of Australia. These people have houses and wealth and beyond your imagination. They're going to lose it all. They will lose it all. Proceeds of crime. Very simple. Oh, but you can't do that. Yeah, you can. Yes, you bloody can. And that's what's going to happen. And on top of that, excuse me, so pick a high-ranking member of the judiciary who's on the bench, can't be challenged. Well, guess what, mate? Every cent you've earned proceeds of crime. So you, your bride, and your children will be going down to the local social security office or whatever you call it in your country, and you'll be drawing a stipend like everybody else because your properties are now gone. Now, what happens when all these properties come on the market? Because the whole bloody country is propped up on this. The price of the local housing is going to drop like a stone. Now, the overpriced ones, and we've been saying this for years, nothing new. The hopelessly overpriced properties, because that's the way they do it. They pump up the prices so they can claim whatever they can claim on it. They'll drop simply because the real value will now be paramount. The housing prices that are not overly inflated, they won't drop by much. They'll hold their value. It's just the inflated prices of real estate, for example, that will crash.
The global financial reset is underway and happening now. The battle rages on with competing parallel systems. The current deep state Federal Reserve Central Bank system and the system President Trump and team has developed. While the dawning of the golden age is upon us, we are presently in the danger zone through the reset transition.
Join me and my prominent guests every Wednesday live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on JMC Broadcasting's Backup Rumble channel on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Sign up for JMC's free weekly war report, including notifications of when the Global Financial Reset Show is published. The future is bright, and it belongs to us, not to the global elite.
Global Financial Reset. Only from JMC Broadcasting.